Oh my God. Am I online? Give me a one in the chat here, you guys. I don't even know. I'm trying to connect all this stuff. What a night. I'm sitting here in shock. Honestly, I'm in shock right now. I'm in absolute shock and awe. Let me see here. Get that damn thing working here. Oh my God, you guys. What did I just watch? Bronson, shut the light off, boy. Guys, I just saw the biggest train wreck that this country has ever seen. Okay, and really, I'm kind of lost for words, Bronson. Oh, I got the boy getting ready for bed here. This is a lot to soak in, you guys. I don't know if anyone's out there that caught the press conference that just went down. Like, so much has happened in the last, I think it's been the last 45 minutes or an hour. I've been decompressing, okay? Yeah, the crypto markets are not looking great either, okay? So we're a crypto channel first and foremost. And thank you for joining me on the Blockchain Basement, you guys. We are powered by Arculus. But this is so insane, you guys. Look, I mean, the markets did not like what just happened with Joe Biden. We just had sharp move to 56.6, but honestly, it's if we hold on to, basically this spot here is bottom end is 56K. We're trying to stay out of these higher lows that we've been creating. So basically the best case scenario here is that we punch down to like 56 and then create that little higher low and keep the ground. That's what I'm hoping for the love of God. That's what I'm hoping for. And look at this. Just ESG shill. Of course, CoinMarketCap putting this on. CFTC chair reiterates U.S. Senate that Bitcoin and Ethereum are commodities. Now, that's great and everything. Everyone's like lauding these CFTC people as our saviors. They're not our saviors. They're not our friends, you guys. Let me see in the chat here. I hope you guys can hear me. Now, we're going to go to Joe Biden is the Black Swan. Joe Biden is the Black Swan, you guys. That's what just happened here. I'm gonna pull up the right goods. I'm gonna pull up all the stuff. I got clips. I'm gonna have to mute my mic though because I didn't bring my dang my headphones. You know what I'm saying? So let's see here. Yeah. So we got some problems. We're gonna be pulling up some clips here and kind of filling you guys in on what just down. It all started to go really downhill, for the introduction, Zelensky's introduction this morning or earlier in the day. Let's go widescreen with this. I'm going to have to mute my mic as I play this. This is all too much.
And now I want to hand it over to the president of Ukraine, who has as much courage as he has determination. Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin. President Putin.
Right there. Introduces Zelensky as the president of Russia, Putin. I think he finally started to tell the truth, maybe a little bit with that one. Maybe that was just a little accidental slip, like whoops. You know what I mean? Didn't mean to say that. Zelensky, as you can see, we'll go back to the screen here. Just shock and awe, folks. This is, he's like, what? It makes you wonder if this is all just paid actor, like full on level stuff that we're seeing here. Go back to the bookmarks. Now, it gets crazier. Kamala Harris came out. She's trying to do some damage control. Trump bows down to dictators. He makes America weak. This is disqualifying for someone who wants to be commander-in-chief. He already was commander-in-chief, and things were great. We had cheap gas and mean tweets and fantastic fake tans. It was huge. So Greg, in his natural fashion, had to come in here. Thank you, Vice President Trump. And this is related to this clip right here. It's also crazy.
I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president, but I think she was not qualified to be president.
What is happening? Like, is this reality? Is this real? Am I in reality? Are you guys real on the other side of the camera right now? you know? And we're just like, everything's just kind of moving along as normal, chugging along as best as it can. I mean, my God, VP Trump. He's already got the spot. I guess the next step is just, the presidency once again. Here's Greg giving a live look at the Biden administration and its presidential campaign right now. Absolutely incredible. Now, really, this speech got way worse. I almost feel like it's worth listening to the whole dang thing. Hold on here. I'm going to exit this. And we'll share this screen. Well, this is probably sharing already on this. I was messing around with OBS. It was all crazy, you guys. So let's just soak a little bit of this in. We'll just kind of zip through it here. I won't kill you here, but let's have a listen. Yeah. Here we go.
Well, good evening. We just concluded this year's NATO summit, and the consensus among the members was it was a great success. It's especially momentous because it represented the 75th year, the most important military defense alliance.
And let me know in the chat if you can hear pretty good.
We should never forget that NATO grew out of the wreckage of World War II. Most destructive war in history. The idea was to create an alliance of free and democratic nations that would commit themselves.
So, and at this point, it's not too bad, right? Like he's got some spunk. He's got some. He's full of whatever drugs they filled him with before he came on here. We're going to progress a little bit into this. It gets weird.
Convincing them to invest $20 billion in the United States to build computer chip factories. And I asked why when they finally decided to do it. And the answer was because you have the safest economy in the world, and you have the best workers in the world. So the whole idea here is we've invested, there's been over $50 billion in investment in computer chip manufacturing just coming into being. None of you thought that would happen.
See, what's with the whisper? The weird whisper. Why has he got a whisper all creepy like about it? If this is true, I don't think you'd have to convey it that way. That's just my personal take on this moment here.
You thought that would happen, but it's happening. It's happening. It's going to grow economies all through. And by the way, red states and blue states. Matter of fact, there's as much in red states as blue states. I've made no distinction. So my generic point is that the idea that we can't continue to build and grow the economy, make it fairer.
So right now he's like a little creepy, a little overbearing, but it's like, all right, we're riding with Biden here. Let's go a little bit further.
The answer is, as you recall, from the very beginning, I went to Israel, but I also got immediate contact with Sisi in Egypt. I met with the King of Jordan. I met with most of the Arab leaders to try to get a consensus going as to what had to be done to deal with getting more aid and food and medicine into the Gaza Strip. And we pushed it really hard. And Israel occasionally was less than...
So he's trying really hard at funding both sides of the war, just to clarify there.
Cooperative, number one. The Israeli War Cabinet, I've been dealing with Israel since Golda Meir. I've saw some of the reporters around here come here all the time and heard me say this. The first time I met with Golda Meir, I sat.
So he's just droning on and on
in earnest yet.
and on.
Most of the time, it doesn't start till after September, after Labor Day. So a lot can happen. But I think I'm the best I believe I'm the best qualified to govern. And I think I'm the best qualified to win. But there are other people who could beat Trump too.
This is
But it's all to start from scratch. And, we talk about, money raised. We're not doing bad. We got about $220
We're not
billion
doing
in
bad.
the bank.
Hey.
We're doing well.
All right.
So,
Sure.
Do you have any want to follow up on any of that you just asked me?
Yes.
And these are all
You
scripted questions,
earlier
right?
expressed confidence in your vice president.
Yes.
If your team came back and showed you data that she would fare better against former President Donald Trump, would you reconsider your decision to stay in the race?
No, unless they came back and said, there's no way you can win.
Dude,
No one's saying that.
why is he whispering at me? Stop whispering at me.
Thanks, everybody.
Oh my God. And so it sits, and then he go to this placeholder here, but then it sat there for like 20 minutes, and then he came back on, given
With Ukrainian people,
more
backed by a
just
coalition to help build.
just rambling, going on and on about how great the economy is doing, and how, I mean, essentially the biggest thing, the biggest worry in my mind, I sat and watched the whole thing. And really, the biggest thing on my mind was the concern that NATO actually has with him being at the head of the United States. Not to mention, I bet you NATO is pretty worried about Trump getting elected and demanding them pay for this war continuation, this escalation of the war, right? And that's a big thing because a lot of people are like, yeah, hold on, move my mic. The debt is really bad right now and yada, yada, yada. But guess what? If we actually go to a kinetic war, we're going to be looking at a $50 trillion deficit. But within the next 5 or 10 years, it does not take a long time to cook the books to the absolute stratosphere in a situation like that. We're talking about technological warfare, talking about high-end systems that are going to be utilized. We've seen warfare evolve, and it's a lot more expensive. And honestly, a lot more destructive. It's insane to think that we're just kind of sleepwalking into this situation. And NATO, the dudes from NATO, they stood up in the crowd, or one of the reporters, mind you, these are pre-planned questions, but honestly, one of them was a pretty big one. It's like, NATO is really concerned with you being at the helm. We have Putin, who we've all basically, kinetically gone against. He's our enemy now. We're supplying weaponry to him. He's moving in. He's winning in Ukraine. And now the big question is he going to stop when he gets to the border? And NATO's positioning their troops in a way where they don't expect him to stop, or they're planning on moving into Ukraine themselves to stop him from getting to that line. And so a lot of people aren't thinking about this, but NATO probably has a double-edged sword of a problem on their hands, because they're going to have to pay to keep this damn war going if Trump comes back in, because that's been one of the main things that he's been talking about. I think that's kind of the elephant in the room that I feel like a lot of people are kind of not wanting to bring up right now. You want to keep moving towards these gigantic conflicts in the name of virtue. It is going to cost our children and their children's children and generations. They're going to have to pay for the amount of debt. Like, honestly, I saw more stats. Like, I can't remember. I think I tagged it on X. Let's see if I can, let's go through my bookmarks real quick. Let's see. I tagged some stuff here. Here we go. Let's go to the truth. Bookies. Let's go here. So I was just tagging all the stuff here. I was getting ready for the show. I actually got quite a bit of stuff to be talking about here. Now, where is this? Oh, this is crazy. In Portland. This is crazy to see. This is a conversation had at Portland University. Portland State University. And they're finally talking about their just very basic biology. Of course, there's people that freak out in the crowd and rip the microphones down, storm out, F the police, all this stuff, make a big old ruckus. But then they didn't even care. It's interesting. The people presenting just kept talking, talk loud, and I felt the vibe. Like, I literally felt the vibe within Oregon is changing through this video. I think people have had it up there. I can't really find it, but honestly, it's basically the highlight where a statistic, you could make $1 million a year or something like that. All the way back to when Jesus was around, you still wouldn't have made it as much money as the U.S. owes in debt, right? And it's just a massive mountain of a problem that no one wants to talk about. The next step and what we're moving towards in the name of virtue is going to cost another $10-15 trillion. What do you think that's going to do to your dollar, your buying power? It's going to absolutely demolish it. That's where the concern of hyperinflation comes in, and that's where kind of the heightened pace of my exit of fiat currency comes into mind, is because I'm seeing that stuff coming down the pipeline. And I do this job. I talk about crypto and I talk about the best, positions to take in because I literally feel this foreboding pressure pushing me out of this system that literally has no plans of stopping this conflict. Like both sides, both wings of this bird, Republican and Democrat, have been putting us into conflict for a consistent time basis for decades now in the United States. And it's a buildup. It's a major problem. And not only for the safety of my family and all the concerns that come in with that, but then the financial concerns, because it costs money to go to war. Like they have to print, they have to move things in a illicit, manipulated manner to make the money to make this happen. That's what really, really needs to be acknowledged here. Like beyond all the virtue and all the stuff that everyone talks about, whatever side you're on, it's just cooking the cost of everything to the absolute sky. What do you got? Bubba's Crypto with a super chat. Thank you, Bubba's Crypto. Let's see here. What do we got here? Thanks for that. Put me in a better mood. Thanks, man. I was getting a little worked up there. Thanks for appreciate what you do. Learning about Arweave, ICP, and so many others during the bloodbath bear market has changed my life. Candle Mafia, that's what's up, Bubba Crypto. That's what's up. I love that. And that's like, I got to give this a like here in my little YouTube studio. I'll give it just a little heart. Dude, that's what it's about. And we have so much negative pressure going on in the world around us. It's really important to have something positive to put our energy towards and to spread the message of hope that there is eventually going to be a forced transparency within this financial system so that these ridiculous, useless wars of conquest can stop because people will see how much it's costing their literal bottom line. Their literal buying power is dying because of these things. And it's all for nation state. War is a game of resources, and it's all a push for resources and control. And I really, really hope that more people can wake up to crypto before the time frame is honestly too late, you guys. Like that is the whole initiative behind the basement.supplies website, is because we have to acknowledge what's going on around us, but then also take a lot of personal responsibility for kind of recapturing our own responsibility to our family, our loved ones, and our production of food. Even it goes down to the literal, I hear from these greenies, these people that want to save the world all the time about how bad everything is, but yet they're rubbing their hands in palm oil, right? They're rubbing their hands in all of these things that are just completely destructive, and not to mention lithium and all the things that come with lithium and cobalt mining. And if we want to change and be for the better, it's going to cost us more. And right, and people, their buying power is going down the gutter. All the money is being siphoned to the absolute top of the pyramid, and the middle and lower class are being left to die. And it is the scariest thing in the world to see Bitcoin, all these other things that are being developed, being called a scam, yet they're willing to open up the NSA and do the Patriot Act all in the name of data. And we don't realize how valuable data must be if they're willing to go to that measure to get it, right? Like, had that never clicked with anyone? We're just looking around and we're fine with everything. Like, that's where the power of what I see happening in crypto really, really excites me, honestly. And back to Bubba's, like Arweave's great. ICP, I have my bag of ICP still. It's definitely gotten beaten up more than the rest of the market. Honestly, let's go to the charts here and let's kind of back up a little bit. I want to change this to a different time frame. Let's see here, because I figured it out on my phone somehow. That's the thing. I figure out these dang old systems on my phone and on the computer. Let's see. I'll get my face in here. I want to see just the biggest losers, because I know that there is a lot of pretty good opportunities sitting out there on the kind of 30-day, 60-day time frame. Let's go to crypto bubbles. Let's go. Let's see where I'm at here. Let's see. Okay, cool. Bam. Let's check the month first. Yeah, look at this. Ordi, it's not even that big of a bubble, and it's down 44%. Look at this. Look at this sea of opportunity that I see in front of my face. Hey, Brooklyn.
Oops,
Hey, don't hit me. Be nice. Be nice. Be nice. Man, she's been getting a little too fast. She's like, the boy, he's practicing boxing, and she's like, she's got to be the ninja. So Sui and Say down 24%. Injective down 24%. Arweave down 26%. Render's been getting some extra FUD too. Let's just go because I'm honestly looking for blood right now, guys. I'm looking for the blood. I am looking for. This is the year. You got this ohm thing, man. This thing came out of nowhere. I gotta maybe move my face for this. Look at this freaking ohm bubble. But look at the top. These bunch of memes and then AI, and then we got some Ordi action there, right? Are we one of the biggest winners? Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. I remember we were bullish about that. Remember the good old times when it was like number 150 and we're like, guys, this is the pick. Look where it is now. But I mean, this is the price reset. This is the price reset. We gotta, like, if you miss that front end, if you just plug it in and you're, checking out charts now and not 3 months ago, 5 months ago, 6 months ago, these are the price resets that I look for. On those big pullbacks, you know what I mean? And yeah, I mean, Arweave's a goodie. And really, just on the month, we've had a very, very bad month. A very bad month. And the very bad month you can make into very good I make a very good for myself. I buy the dip. What's the other option? Just watch a geriatric strangle me slowly with a colostomy bag, taking all of my money and my kids' money to start a war that some of them might have to fight in if no one stands up and says anything. That's why the job I do means more than the money, you guys. That's why, is because I have a chance to stop it. I have a chance, like I have you guys. You guys are everything. You guys are helping me reach an audience. You are the audience. You spread the message, and you guys are that power. You're building me up. You're making it so that I can be heard, and then they see that people like me are being heard, and then they back the hell down. They back down, just like they backed down in flu season when they saw all of us. Now that's a deadly threat. Thanks, I got autonomy over this. What you gonna do, right? They stopped. They wanted to go the full distance. I'm telling you, they wanted to go the full 9. You're just basic non-compliance. If we didn't have that, especially at the sheriff level, it'd be bad right now. Real bad. But we got a chance. We got a chance to build up. Let's check out some picks here. So we got Ando still hanging. It's under a buck. Ando's been holding on pretty damn strong. It's been one of the great performers. I'm loving holding Ando. And really, like, the thought process behind Ando, it's still the same, you guys. They outwardly, let's just go to the website. They're still working with BlackRock. They're still working with all of the biggest and baddest in the space, man. Like, Ando is basically dominating real world assets, like on a very tangible level in the stats. But, with that, there's going to be others that come in and fill voids created by new systems, right? We got Citibank moving in. We got Goldman Sachs moving in. You can see they're already working with BlackRock, Morgan Stanley. Yearn Finance, what a throwback. What a throwback Yearn Finance is. What in the hell is Yearn Finance up to? Yearn Finance went up to $100,000 damn near a token last bull market. Let's see here. We got $5,700 a unit. Look at what happened, you guys. Like, this is how crazy the last bull market got. And this came out of nowhere, right? This came out of nowhere. I mean, I knew a lot of smart people that liked it. it was like my first full, like, going all the way through a cycle, you know what I mean? Because I was watching crypto since 2017, but I didn't have the capital built up to really make a splash until 2020, and that kind of worked out pretty well for me. But I didn't get Yearn. How's this coming out on the screen? But I did acknowledge the absolute madness that came with Yearn's price action. Look at this thing, and it came out, right at the beginning, like the bull was just getting started. And this is, TJ said it on the show before, and a lot of people don't keep this in mind, that projects that launch right as that bull market wave is starting to turn over, that is rocket fuel. That is the nitrous oxide that sure they don't deserve, but their positioning, their patience, their release time, the precision of the release time, that matters. That takes time to do. You're in finance, absolutely crazy. Now it's worth $5,700 a piece, but at a time, look at that. It went up to $95,108. So crazy things can happen in crypto, and you can't catch them all, but I mean, I feel like if my positioning that I've been doing, I know it's been working. I mean, I've made a lot of money even in the accumulation range. But my positioning right now feels so much stronger than the last bull market. I got to spread the message on what this does to people's lives, you guys. Like, I helped build a company that pushed me out because I wouldn't jab myself, and I had to recreate the way I make money, the way that I view money, the way that I handle money, and stop letting money handle me. You handle that money. You don't let it handle you. It should be working for you. You know what I mean? That's the whole mindset shift that people on the outside just kind of need to realize. And, we're total savages here. There is no lie. There's, the attention is down on crypto. I'll show you. Like, it's hella down. All the creators, they sit there and complain. I'm not really shook about it. I wake up every day just happy to put my boots on and go talk about crypto once again. Literally, that is like everything for me. Let's go to Google Trends. And this is a good metric for kind of like, is this, along with the Pi Cycle top, the Google Trends is pretty damn good for top signal stuff here. So we'll go to Bitcoin and just check it out here. Go to the trending. I got to go back to Explore. Let's go to Bitcoin. What's that? Some crazy noises. Go to 2004 to present. Look at that. So that's December 2017, right? December 2017. Let's check it out on the old price. Let's check her out. I feel like I got to acknowledge a bunch of people might be coming in that are kind of new to stuff. Look at that. That first little Pico. December 2017. No kidding. We go back here. January 2021. Right? All right. Maybe there's a correlation here. Maybe. Look at that. Right about, so we had some legs still on that one, but right about there. January 2021. Right there. Right at the, about 50K, 45K. In this range, that's the peak of the interest. So, pretty damn close to the top indicator. Not exactly on par. We may as well go to the Pi Cycle top, right? Pi Cycle top. Let's go to look into Bitcoin or something like that. To Bitcoin. I always like checking into the Pi Cycle top indicator. It's kind of just something I consistently do. I got to pull my face down. Because I got to log in. These crazy people online. Let's see here. All right, yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool. Pi Cycle top indicator is just another thing that we need in Confluence to use in our tool bag to see really where the tops are coming at. So, because you have a slew of different indicators. Like, here's the Pule multiple. We got all kinds of on-chain analytics, but I want that Pi Cycle. Where you at? Stop going away. There you are. There she is. Look at this. All right. So we got the 2017, right? We got the December 2017 peak right there. And right here, let's just zoom in. Bam. Look at that. It condenses and then it flips. And it tried to give them a little like fake out, like, oh, we're going to get a second pump. So that stuff, and if you're taking profits when this thing crosses and then it does it again, didn't turn out too bad, right? This is the 2017 time frame. So then let's go to, how do I back out of this? All these damn systems. You son of a bitch. So right here, let's zoom into this cycle top. Bam. Look at that bad boy. Look at that bad boy. And it did try to, again, it came the little fake out. No, you sold too early. We're going to 1 million, right? I mean, there's a lot of calls for basically 100K. And I was just on the outside looking. I was more like a kind of like a retail person for sure. I was a prepper that was, retail, and I just knew to send it into crypto for my own reasons. And, taking profits, I took profits on the second peak here. But there's definitely that whole conversation of, it's going to keep going. It's going to keep going. So you got to keep that in mind when you see this. But right now, we may as well look at this one too. Look at this one right there. Look at that. Look at that. Just beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. It's a thing of beauty. It's a real thing of beauty to have something like this. So the important thing about why I wanted to pull this up for our current situation here is that this dippity dip has created some more room. I love seeing this. I want this little bad boy to stay parallel with the green for as long as frickin' humanly possible. In essence, that gives me more time to stack my bags. What are you doing, Bronson? He's going into my toolbox right now. What are you doing, boy? Okay. All right. So, we're looking good. We're looking good so far. I know it's been a very, very exciting time frame, but I gotta remind you guys that we are spoiled. We are spoiled up here, and I'll tell you why. Because we didn't accomplish this previous all-time high in the last bull until months after the halving. I keep saying it, but for anyone new, I'm just coming out there and letting us know we are well ahead of schedule on this bull market, and now we have that regulatory clarity that everyone sat there and pined and dreamed of. We even have XRP. Brad Garlinghouse went to the White House, so I was like, I put up a post on Twitter that this must have pumped the price of XRP, right? Right. Anyone did it? Oh my God, it did. By 2%. Look at that. It's moving. Maybe. Is there hope? Give it some hope, man. I mean, when you back all the way up, this is where the hope is lost. I don't know. I wish that I pray for the XRP holders that this thing pumps. Like the things that I say that are bearish about XRP, I don't like saying them. I don't like saying them because I like everybody that holds crypto. I try to, at least. What you got there? It's got like a knife. Oh, the boy got a pocket knife. The boy got a pocket knife. Let's see. What do we got here? Cardano. Yeah, I mean, I showed the Cardano comparison. Like, the reason why it's a lot easier because Cardano and XRP are kind of in the same boat. XRP, we got to keep in mind, has been around for a very, very long time. This has been, let's see how long. I feel like it's been at least almost 10 years. What you got, buddy? Yeah, 2013. Look at that. August 2013. Dude, nice. Look at this. He's got the pocket knife in the pouch. Good boy. I love you, buddy. Have a good night, son. Have a good sleep. Have good dreams. I'll come in there after I'm done, all right? What's that? You got a problem? Oh. He's got an issue. He's being all sad. Well, how about this, buddy? I'll get done streaming and I'll come help you with that. Okay, deal. So yeah, I want to check out what you guys are saying here in the chat though for stuff to check out. Can Arweave render link 10x from here? I absolutely have strong conviction that that is the case for all three of those projects. Sack Nasty. Really, we're in a situation right now, kind of why me and Nick had turned the boat and started hunting for much newer projects or things that hadn't been around for a long time, is because we felt that bull market surge coming. And we're talking pre 60K, pre 40K, right? We were sitting there in the 20s, 30s looking at this stuff. The reason why is because what we're experiencing right now is that mythical moment where I do have the opinion that this is going to be one of the most exciting bull markets that we'll ever have in crypto. Honestly, it's I think that we're going to breach up into that $5-6 trillion market cap realm, and it's going to be a lot harder to move that market cap, say 2030, 2034, all that stuff, right? So I think that where we're positioned essentially right now is honestly the best time to have ever found an interest in crypto. And I remember the feeling of I'm crazy. I was, working 3 jobs at a time after they kicked me out over the jab at a company I helped build, mind you, made $6 million a year with like fucking 8 employees. And I thought I was nuts, man. I had to work 3 jobs to hodl. I was sitting there holding, 6 figures worth of crypto and working 3 really crappy jobs because I wanted the experience. I wanted to learn armed roles. I got a job with a very low paying armed contractor company that had amazing training, like FBI shooting course, jiu-jitsu multiple times a week. And, I on top of that, obviously I made during COVID, I made a bunch of friends and really kind of changed who I was. Yeah. And so, it's a weird time. I remember hodling and wondering if I'm nuts, if, I'm just too early and this stuff isn't really going to go anywhere. I remember all that uncertainty, bro, and gals. If you got any gals out there, Nicole is probably asleep. It's probably like 1 o'clock there, but I know the feeling. It's gut wrenching. And the biggest way that I think about it is it's more gut wrenching for me to think about watching my loved ones work their entire lives, put together a retirement fund, and it not even close to be enough for them to retire. And these are people with high-end jobs, engineering degrees, help build companies. I even have a high-end, there's someone else in my family, high-end medical researcher out in California, not even a slightest chance of a retirement, and they are absolutely deserving and of age to get to that point. It's been heartbreaking for me to watch, and I've had to basically completely change the way that I used to trust even the dollar. I lost my faith in any sort of responsibility on the audit of the Department of Defense, any sort of responsibility from the Federal Reserve on stopping quantitative easing, any sort of hope. I've stopped all that. I've taken control and responsibility for my own hope, right? And I'm trying to spread that hope because I see it, I feel it, I've lived it for years, and it's really changed my life. Got to the point where the cars are paid. I was able to put half down on the house. I'm a regular ass dude that never imagined that I would have been able to pull it off. And, it's so important, you guys. It's so important. So, yeah, man. JT, what's up? Yeah, I'm up late. The wife came out. She's like, "You're going live." I gotta go live. And, I couldn't really, I was trying to punch out to Twitter and X as well. Because I know that it would be, a lot more, visible probably. But, I do what I can here. Got the boy coming in here. Is he in the shot? He's giving me a hug. This little man, he hangs out with me at the studio, punching the bag all day. I come out of the show today, just covered in sweat. He's got his headgear on, and he's got his gloves, and he was in there hitting the heavy bag like a true champ. Dog panty, man. A lot of people don't know my teeth are fake from fighting. What's that, buddy?
So boys get pretty strong.
Boys get pretty strong and pretty fast. Yeah. Dude, give him a thing. Yeah. I'm kind of ranting right now, but honestly, I feel like the market needs a bunch of creators to literally just come out here and be real with, because there's, of course, watching a 30-40% dip on a large bag. Like, I am 99% in crypto, ladies and gentlemen. That was a lot of money that I lost in that market pullback, but honestly, lost figurative speech because I played the markets in a way where I use that baseline understanding. Once at 3x's, take some profit up. Once at 5x's, take some more profit out. And, now my wife likes me a lot more. She's got a sewing shop. I'm just kidding. I think she loves me all the time, but she's very, very excited about the sewing shop, and it really has improved the quality of life. It's really given a breath of fresh air. We came out to Georgia, and, she used to be in the fashion industry and, doing fashion shows. We ripped all that up, came out here to Georgia to spread the word of crypto. Here we are. It's working out all by the grace of God and you guys out there in the chat. for sharing the stream, for supporting this channel. Like, I'm watching the numbers. We're almost at 60,000 subscribers. What do you got there, bud? What is this?
I wanted this.
That's a peace symbol. See, my boy wants peace.
I want this one.
And that's what I'm fighting for too, right? Peace.
I want to wait.
I want peace. Like, anyone that has had to deal with like really vile conflict does not want to have to go there again. Like, I expect, like, all the military people know this. And things just seem to be getting worse. The other half of my family is CSI, and definitely the front of the door kicker line when it comes to that in Colorado. And things are not getting easier. Things are not getting better. It's been a thing that I've been hating to see, but just honestly acknowledging what's going on around us, because the world's kind of getting crazy. Let's swim through some bookmarks, right? Where's my OBS? I'm streaming off OBS right now. Look at this. El Salvador just surpassed the Bitcoin holdings of Germany. Okay. El Salvador DCA and doing the stuff. We're going to be digging into this Constellation DAG. Guys, Constellation DAG is for people that are looking for a sleeper. When you really look into what they're literally doing with Project Iron Spider, with all of the biggest organizations, and then you look at the price chart, like, this doesn't make sense, but it's literally out there, recommendations from, Air Force, Navy, space communications, like the gamut. And DAG has been around for quite a while, so when you think about it, it makes sense why they're in that line of running, because of, not to mention the design. Direct cyclic graphs are a very, very good use in data security, making sure that it cannot be infiltrated, right? But on top of that, it's been around since like July 2018. And right now we're at price levels that are literally like getting in at original spots. But the thing that makes me happier is that you have high profit moments even during this last, kind of pre-pump. I call it pre-pump. DAG went up to 9 cents. I shaved some off, bought in again when it went back down. Now, the buy-in wasn't perfect. I got it for like $3.50 or something like that. We're lower than that. But guess what? I got a lot more. This thing's at $82 million market cap. These are, it's a very relatively kind of small coin, but I made sure to essentially get at least $1,000 in it. You know what I mean? Like, that's a big play for me. I try to be conservative, but it's been great for me, and it's really kind of pumped. Another one that's kind of an interesting project. I never see them like doing any marketing. What are you doing right now? Oh, NCT Polyswarm. Polyswarm is a malware detection system for enterprise customers. And when it's used, the price of it just goes bananas. So I remember watching this and making a good grip off of a very small position that I took in Polyswarm last bull. And I remember this was kind of a crazy time. It was about a cent, and it punched up to like 14 cents in the blink of an eye. And I was working one of my overnight guard jobs, and literally oh my God, this is actually a crazy story. So I was trading NCT and Polyswarm the same day that I also had a contractor job where the city basically needed to, for all intents and purposes, quarantine people, right? Quarantine. So we're like, oh shit, they're sick, right? What are you doing? And so I didn't take it serious from the get-go though. So I went to it anyways. And the people that we were there to watch, one crackhead that was actually an alcoholic that seemed to be going through withdrawals or something like that, that snuck out of the little quarantine house and fucking went to the liquor store. And like, I'm there like following them, and I'm on the phone with the manager and the police and all this stuff. And they're like, yeah, we don't really want you to do anything. We just want to look like you. And I'm like, so this is all kind of fakeish, and how much money is the city paying for all this? It really starts to get your gears going when you're in the mix of it. Just a crazy time. But Yeah, it was a fun move. Polyswarm was a really fun move. Good night, buddy. I love you. Ooh, mom got him. Mom got him. Got him. We got him, ladies and gentlemen. We got him. So that was fun. Polyswarm, I might look at slight exposure. I mean, this is the same thing. Price reset. Don't think malware detection is going to be not a need. So, I mean, it seems reasonable. And this is another deep pick, $23 million market cap. I wonder, there's so many coins that I want to look at. Let me see if I missed anything in your guys' bags. Let's see here. Please get base die on your radar. Will be something special in the next months. Thinking base die. I know, base die. What is that? Based AI. I like it. Based men. Should we call the channel Based Men? It's right there. You put it there. Can you give me some water, babe? Thank you, honey. Based AI. Let's see here. Looks like it's pretty new-ish. April. We got the initial release here. Circulating supplies all out. I don't hate that. It's not bad. The volume's down by 43%. It's kind of a thing we got to watch. Keeping an eye on it is the perfect term for something like this. It's new. We got to do a little bit. Oh, thank you, dear. Thank you very much, honey. We got to do our due diligence here. Am I Elvis? We watched the Priscilla. Priscilla's kind of a weird movie in this day and age. Like, Priscilla was like 14 years old. Elvis is dating a 14-year-old at one point. That's just for another show. Based AI, 31,000 followers. What do we got? Yep, I got a couple tweets hitting 1,000 likes. A lot of people looking at it. I like to see that. I like that it's called Based. So it passes the sniff test on the Twitter. Let's go back here. Let's go into the website and see what's going on with this thing. I'm checking it out. Checking it out for you here, buddy. Let's go. What the hell is this? Layer 1 network for ZK large language. Zero knowledge, large language models, and smart contracts. The website leaves something to be desired. What is this? Okay, so this is the actual recent blocks update. Latest block target, 10 seconds. Inactive. Last events too. It's kind of a slow moving little process here. Huh. Not too many people there, but that could be the advantage. If what you're saying is true. Something like this. I mean, in real how I'm approaching this, I'm looking at the market cap. 106 mil. Whoa. 106 mil? What's going on here? What is going on here? I need to check this one out a little bit more. Node info. See, because I like to see a big infrastructure nodes. It's not a ton I'm seeing here. I'd like to see a little bit more robust of an eco. Not gonna lie. It's running some blocks. Maybe. Volume down 43%. So this one will probably have its time to shine in the sun, I'd say, regardless of if it is even going to pull off anything close to what it's aiming to do. I think it'll have its time to shine. So they'll get that out of the way. Now, as far as being the next Netscape versus AOL situation, doubtful. But it's in the right kind of niche narrative. Like, when what's going to push these distributed GPU projects over the edge? Me and Hovis were talking about this on the Twitter space. It's basically when BlackRock comes out and admits how much money the U.S. is about to spend on data centers and just, that computing power, infrastructure being used. People are going to be basically awoken to the fact that yes, a large contingent of the data infrastructure that's going to be built is these big conglomerates, but what we see with the offerings that Render has brought for Apple and what we see with these other types of distributed GPU systems actually supplementing the existing economy at a cost-effective rate, that is going to be the linchpin where it's like, oh, I get it now. So they're not going to realize until that moment comes. Rand was shilling based AI. I mean, it doesn't seem like it did much for him. Rand's been, man, he had to go. Launching meme coins, it's not easy. Right? We know. Honestly, like, with people, what are you doing? You're going to get in trouble, bro. All right, go to your mom. Let's see if she can get it done for you. He wants a peace sign on his necklace. You know, it's kind of cute. Kind of sweet. Let's get off this. I don't know. I gotta do more due dilly on that one before I really give it my stamp of approval. This mantra thing has just caught people completely off guard. Receiving the return of the interest in modular blockchains with Celestia TIA token. Very nice. Mod coin for the chaos. But I kind of I almost went on an unhinged rampage on pit vipers. Y'all know why. Pander to the based crowd and then use the money to fund the alphabet soup identifiers. You know why that lit me up. Let's see here. We're just cruising. This is a late night crypto cruising. Is Drew drinking Daisy Chrysler? No. I'm drinking water. Honestly, I don't know. I don't really want to drink. It makes me sluggish. And I have such a focus on my wife has been cooking really healthy food. And I'm finally feeling the health come up again for myself. So, I'm not really going to be drinking. I don't think it's useful. I just lost the luster for it. I mean, maybe once in a blue moon, sure. Something that's, I really want the 30-day on this. I wonder why the hell. Let's sit here and pull my face up here real quick while I go into this and figure out why the hell. Okay, let's go here. So classic, 24-hour. Let's go here. So I want to do 60-day. 60-day. There we go. All right, let's see here. Just changing some things up on this. So really, I use crypto bubbles and coin market cap. Pretty annoyed that this thing's not pulling it up, but crypto bubbles, the blood's clear. Blood's pretty clear on crypto bubbles. And I was looking at it earlier. Looking at this, the one that just pops up, injective stacks. Render's a good pullback. AVAX, damn good pullback. Matic, pretty damn slept on. I love my link. I mean, honestly, some of these are, even Rune. This might be a good chance for Rune. Look at this. We get our chance on Thorchain again, you guys. Ooh. Yes. Okay, so my history on Thorchain is I was very excited about it before things got too damn expensive. Still obviously support it. Love decentralized swaps, setups. You know me. Anything that can make swaps happen on chain and be outside of centralized control and it stays reasonable and there's a lot of activity and focus from the devs on it, I'm about it. Thorchain Rune fell into that category, and that time it was like $1. You know what I mean? It was $1 when I was really, really excited about what I saw in it. Now we finally have had that price reset, and it does look like we're going to be able to hold this spot right now. The reason why I say this is I'll pull this up on TradingView. I'm looking at a little stumble point that it had on the real price explosion. It moved very, very quickly, the price explosion initially, but it had one stumble point, and that was right here at $3.50. $3.50. So if you can get Thorchain for about $3.50, you're going to be doing pretty good. And this is where the stubbornness and the patience and the greedy entry point should be a focus, right? When we're looking, we can hear about things that are cool products all the time. Sure, shill it to me, shill harder. But really, if we want the best entry points, we got to wait for the pullback. And maybe it never comes and you miss out. But honestly, like waiting for the pullback, it pays off pretty good. Right now, Thor, I'm feeling like it's going to hold this level. So that makes me pretty damn happy seeing this chart. It feels good to finally be excited about talking to them and be like, look. You know what I mean? While prices are reasonable, we're going to have a time frame come in the next 5 to 6 months where that's not going to be the case. And essentially, just like the last cycle, I'll be basically measuring how much time it's got left in the oven. Right. And then the exit strategy. So we're in the building phase right now. You guys are total savages for joining me on this late night live stream. We talked a lot about crypto, a little about Biden, but a lot about the effects of Biden on crypto. But Nick had a really funny take that actually has probably a lot of truth to it today on the main show. If Biden does, by whatever measure, get arbitraged back into the seat of power on the world's largest military and economic machine, God help us, first of all. But second of all, he's probably going to print the US dollar to the absolute stratosphere to try to cover the problem. And we all know what happens when risk assets are the option and fiat holders are seeing their money get printed into the atmosphere. They move to risk assets. They move to hard money, right? And now they had that little clip of Larry Fink, hard money. Right. It's going to be clear as day. It's going to be, God forbid that happens. Honestly, Bitcoin and crypto is in a win-win situation because Joe has to literally print us out into the stratosphere if he gets reelected. Trump, I'm hopeful that he stops letting this NATO war machine collect their paychecks to continue this thing. He said he is going to do that. And if he does get into power, you're damn right I'm going to hold him accountable to that. But, that is the hope there, is that the stop to the conflict comes. And, we're already seeing the Federal Reserve tap out on interest rates. For anyone that the U.S. economy is drowning in commercial real estate exposure at rock bottom interest rates. Now, those are being readjusted to current interest rates and banks are failing because of it. Thus, the Federal Reserve is in a rock and a hard spot. That is the canned, consumable, conversational, it's what people need to hear. You can show Wall Street Journal articles all day. You can show all of these different little graphs, but the average person's just not going to get it. Just explain. Everyone left downtown city centers. Major corporations left. They are selling for 10 cents on the dollar. The banks are underwater from that. The banks are going insolvent because of that. And they're having to print in many different ways to fix the problem. It's a very simple equation. We see people kind of make these mystical kind of thoughts about what else could be happening that could be causing this weird response by the Federal Reserve. They're just in a rock and a hard place, and they will print their way out of it. Now they've got 3 different ways to do it. So, it's just a matter of making sure there's not a hot war involved with that printing time frame, because that's where things can go absolutely over the edge, absolutely out of control. And that is the problem. Ducey does just get in. What are you doing? San Francisco turned into a ghost town. I mean, there's still people hanging out in San Francisco. You know what I mean? You want to see? You want to see who's still hanging out in San Francisco, folks? I am so terrible. Here it is. San Francisco nudist saved a Brazilian tourist after a pirate tried blowtorching him. This may be the most San Francisco thing I've ever seen. The incident reportedly happened at the Castro district, a gay-friendly neighborhood. Nudist Pete Safara and Lloyd Fishback. Let's see here. Lloyd Fishback, my buddy Lloyd is a quiet, respectful guy, but he didn't waste any time and got the guy with a right hook, said Safar, a 38-year-old. So basically we have nudists fighting. There's a blowtorch involved. There's no real, notice there's no business going on around here. That's interesting to think about. There's no buying going on. There's just a bunch of naked dudes that look to assault each other, and basically you end up with an overpriced ghost town with feces on the ground. That's kind of the result there. It's unfortunate, but that is a situation. So what a weird world we live in. If you're in San Francisco, California, you do get to poop freely. That is one freedom that you have now accomplished for yourself. I don't wish for anyone to have the ability to just poop freely in front of anyone and walk around naked. I don't play that game. I don't like it. I don't deal with it. And honestly, if some dude walked up to me walking down the street with my daughter and I'm holding her hand and this naked dude comes up, he's getting knocked out. Right? Like, that's just, you're not going to do that around my kids. That's just where my mind goes. And, you know, I don't know how people are, what was that? I don't know how families are staying in California right now. It's just kind of crazy to think about. So think about this. What's up, Seth Shepard? If we spent $1 million a day, it would take 2,740 years to reach $1 trillion. The U.S. is $35 trillion in debt and grows in debt now by $1 trillion every 100 days. You must hold on to your Bitcoin dearly. This is not a meme coin chart. This is the total public debt. And they mean it when they say public debt, you guys. This is the slow-moving freight train on the way to crush the middle class. And I showed it on the stream earlier, today. Right now, we're in kind of that 70s to 80s time frame. We're getting positioned in crypto. Things are looking good, right? But I do think that we run a very, very large risk of essentially hyperinflation coming back. And I show this a lot, but for anyone new, this is what I don't want to see happen. But this is historically what did happen. These are interest rates and inflation levels. So you got the annual change of CPI here on the left-hand side, going up to about 9%, pretty much on the dot, right? Amazing how that works. And then on the right-hand side, the annual change in CPI as well from the 1972 to 1983 time frame. And this thing is just following to a T, this historical kind of measuring device that I've been using. And it was funny, we saw all these pivots. Satoshi Flipper talking about the pivot. Everyone's talking about a pivot now in September. Pivot, bring because they see inflation coming down, right? That's the data we got today. So that'll keep ticking down, probably tick down into the twos. Everyone will get real excited. A little bit of an interest rate cut, a little bit of good times. And then, oh my God, we have to invoke Article 5 for NATO because no one decided to stand up and stop World War III. So we got to print to the absolute sky. That is where we're standing. It's me and Nick are going, and my wife, we're all going to Bitcoin Nashville. Honey, Trump's going to be at Bitcoin Nashville. Yeah, it's going to be huge. I got to get an interview. You know what I mean? We got to get an interview, folks. Unbelievable. Size cracks another cold one. I'm showing you this graph. There's opportunity in this graph too. Like, honestly, if we take advantage of that short-term monetary weakness, that short-term sign of weakness on interest rates, and take advantage of it, go lock up some mortgages at those rates, and then watch the rest of the market just do what it's going to do, right? That's just kind of what I'm seeing coming. I don't think that it's going to be the exact same as the 70s to 80s, but it's rhyming pretty darn close. And there's another reason why we can compare the two situations, because of the conversation of stagflation. Remember that? All these genius economists came out and admitted there's stagflation going on. Overproduction, loss of velocity in buying. People are drowning in debt. The average person doesn't have any savings left. Their savings are worse now than they were pre-COVID, right? So things have gotten much worse. People have less money in the background to spend, and prices of goods have 4x'd, 5x'd. Like, people are getting crushed. And yeah, I mean, the 40s, that's pretty comparable, right? 29 to 40s. And the 40s ended up, everyone's like, we owe all of this money to China and stuff, but then you see the war machine lining up against the person that they owe, right? So we know who apparently we owe them some kinetic energy weapons or something. Is that the whole goal here? Like, it's a fugazi. It's all so crazy. So I think I saw Patton McCrotch up in the chat. You can poop Patton McCrotch. That's my Patton McCrotch. What is up, my man? What is up? Dropping a deuce is a personal freedom. Oh my God. Y'all don't even know who Patton McCrotch is. Oh my God. Man, the man who created me, he's a cool dude. He's a cool dude. Got a handful right now. Good to hear, Patton McCrotch. Excellent to hear. He's got some written content out there I'm sure you could find if you Google it. I think he's published a book as well. So, I'm sure you could find out all about that on your own time. But you guys, I appreciate every single one of you for joining me on this show today. I've just felt the need to go live. I felt the burning aggravation of this country being led off of a cliff by a geriatric that's left us in neutral and pushed us. It's an uncomfortable situation. We got to acknowledge this has got to stop. For the love of God, pray for Biden that he lives long enough to get out of the seat of the elected office, because if we get Kamala, I am terrified. They talk about being scared of female police officers. You need to have your vest on if you get pulled over by a female cop. I am terrified for what this country would run into with Kamala at the helm. So just, it's take it into perspective. With every silver cloud or every mushroom cloud, there is a silver lining. And I guess that's one. I'll see you guys in the morning, and I'll be doing the members only stream, 10 a.m., maybe even 9:30 a.m. I'll try to get out a little earlier and go up until right when Discover Crypto goes live. And of course, 2 p.m., the Nick Tater coming at you with the sauce. And you guys, Nick and Mike, Veteran Crypto, have built something amazing for our community that I got to give a shout out. And if you feel driven to support the channel, to support me, my family, Nick, his family, and Mike and his loved ones, go and get some preparedness items. If you don't have a bug out bag, if you need anything that's really in this self-defense preparedness realm, we got some medical setups that Mike decided to add in here that look pretty darn good. But also, for anyone that's like kind of new to getting building a bug out bag, we're going to do obviously a video for our bug out bag builds. But just get started with the everyday carry. This thing is the baseline. This is the entryway, the gateway drug to preparedness. And there are some hot sauces that fit in these pouches. Keep in mind, hot sauce is important. It's a way of life, right? But yeah, man, this is a way to support us. And really, I want to harden the community. I want to, if anyone has missing hardware, missing training, let us know in the Discord. Speaking of Discord, Ducey, we got to set up a audio video chat for peeps in the Discord. Yes, we do. Ducey, yes, we do. That would be amazing. I'm going to get with Taco in the morning. Me and Taco spent all freaking day trying to fix the sound on the main show. Didn't work out. We're still working on it, but we'll get set up. We got Taco and then Tony, Frankie Candles, Tony. I can see if he can help me out and get that set up, because that is a really, really good idea. And I do believe we do ship to Canada. You know what I mean? And this is just a good way to support the channel. And then I get to give you guys hard-sided tools. You know what I mean? That feels really good to me. I mean, I weed through so many projects. Honestly, I've said no to so many of these ridiculous projects, and it gets tiresome. I'm glad to have a couple key partners that are awesome projects. Polkadot, you know what I mean? And, might have some pretty big stuff coming in the future for one of my absolute faves. I'm super excited to talk about, but this is another way that we can take control of our future, self-sovereignty, and, basically just becoming hardened version of the current person. It's not it's not an easy thing, but once you get in the process of it and you have a support group, it becomes easy. You know what I mean? And like, it all is dependent on your specific situation. Another thing that comes to my mind is I know that there's a lot of people that are in like city centers and you're trying to find a way to get started on this stuff, but you don't want to go too nuts. This type of bag is a great move. You can fit quite a bit in this little bad boy. It's inconspicuous, looks like nothing, and you know, you don't. One of the biggest things is it's nice to have like a pile of things in a closet somewhere, but they're useless if you don't have them on you when SHTF happens. And it doesn't have to happen by the sun just going out or, you know, an EMP happening. A personal shit hits the fan situation happens to people across the world every day for their own personal existence. And being prepared for those situations can be the meaning between life and death. You know, if you come and you get attacked by someone that's, is that RFK talking? Yeah. I mean, he was pretty fluid there. I'm just signing the petition to make sure he gets Secret Service. Oh, yeah. They're never going to give RFK Secret Service, honey. I'm sorry. Yeah. Petitions are nice. Those are nice. The CIA is not nice. So that's the problem. That's the problem. She's going to drown me out with RFK now. All right, you guys. I appreciate every single one of you. And if you feel driven to add a little bit to your preparedness regime or get started in at least having a bit of preparedness in your life, you can do it. Go into basement.supplies and support the channel and keep us moving forward here. We're trying to build out something that will absolutely change the world. And I think that we can do that through the decentralized power of crypto and finance, but also decentralized violence. Don't forget. Kennedy, what's Kennedy polling at? Did he tick up after that conference? You should check the polls. He's doing great. Where is he at, though, in the polls? I want to see if he ticked up. Yeah, well, she doesn't trust any of the polls. I don't think they can hear you, honey. You guys have a fantastic night. Appreciate every single one of you out there in the chat. We got Seth Shepard, Deucey Does, Pat and McCrotch, man. I'll be calling you in a bit. Jay, what do we got here? Sack Nasty, P-Logic, Edward Middleton, Jay-Z. Appreciate every single one of you out there. I'll be coming at you tomorrow. I'll pay attention to all the news into the wee hours of the night. Make sure we don't miss nothing, and hopefully we go into the weekend with a nice juicy pump for Bitcoin, and maybe Joe Biden just takes a long nap and gets a reset. So do y'all take care. I'll see you soon.